Blackrue back with another video. Um, sorry, it's a little late. I got into a discussion with some conspiracy podcasters that I'll have to finish like after this. But yeah, Litecoin Ordinals, Litecoin poised to pop. But before we get started, of course, we have to cue my guy Indigo Saint. Boom, 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 boom. Almost got it here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on our Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing.
What is up, guys? Again, let's get it started here. Let me pull up the screen sharing. See who we got in the house over here. Blues Batteries, Reverse 333. Bob McHatchett, let's go. So Litecoin Ordinals, this is something very, very like kind of new that just popped up. You already know about Bitcoin Ordinals, but of course, since Litecoin is just a fork of Bitcoin, very easy to have Litecoin Ordinals and some stuff popping off with that. What's up, Joel Anthony? So maybe this is something we can kind of get in while iron's striking hot. I'm pretty bullish on Litecoin coming up. If you guys are not aware, the Litecoin is having a halving here in August. My guy, Coochie Boy, what is up? So Litecoin might be something we want to look at for a pop off. So before we get into the actual thing about the ordinals, let's go over in the chart right quick. So one of the things you're going to notice is its last halving, which is in 2019, it halves a year before Bitcoin. We'll notice that it popped off and kind of doubled. And we're kind of at a spot where it could pop off right now. See, I got a couple windows up that I need to close here. Now, I hope you guys checked out a Trek show right before this. Tron Legacy, still a metaverse movie. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. What do you mean by ordinals? We'll get into it. Bob McHatchett. Ordinals are basically, yeah. Let's get into that before we get into the chart. Ordinals are basically NFTs put on Bitcoin and Litecoin. Okay, it's like you're taking a Satoshi, which is like the smallest kind of unit of measure of a Bitcoin, and you're attaching a piece of data to it. So in this instance, they call it ordinals. So you take a Satoshi and you attach a picture to it, and boom. And the reason why that's kind of like really novel is because the way that we see NFTs happening today on these blockchains is they're not really on chain to begin with. It's just referencing some type of JPEG that's sitting somewhere. So in this case, with ordinals, that actual Satoshi is now that piece of data. So it actually makes a Satoshi way more valuable than an actual Satoshi's value if you put something that's really, really great on it. So imagine like for a while, people doing things where they would put stuff on NFTs and they would burn the actual physical piece. So imagine like let's not say, well, let's say Mona Lisa, because everybody knows a Mona Lisa. Imagine if someone put took a print of Mona Lisa and said, now we're digitizing it. We're going to burn the real one and put that on a Bitcoin ordinal. Okay. So now that Bitcoin ordinal, that single Satoshi is the Mona Lisa because the real one's been burned. So that would be what it can conceivably be, right? But we'll get into that more in just a second here. Let's go ahead and look at the Litecoin chart. So while it's coming up, if you're not aware, Bitcoin ordinals came out and that really blew up some things because now you can put NFTs on Bitcoin and they're actually on chain. So like we have to do some price checking. I don't know what the first Bitcoin ordinal actually is, like the very first ordinal or the very first like Bitcoin punks or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's something we can try to take a look at it in a later video. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at this Litecoin chart and then we'll get into the Litecoin ordinals piece. Okay. So looking at the Litecoin chart and looking at possibly what can come up in the halving of Litecoin. And by the way, if you guys want shout out, we just had a patron sign up last week. We had the Patreon where we give a weekly watch list for less than a cup of coffee for a weekly watch list. It's in the description, and we have the Telegram, which is totally free. Shout out to one of our guys. He was talking about Pepe at around like what was it, April 18th. I didn't personally get into it, but it went up a lot since then. But when he was talking about it was up already 500% to go up on way more. So we got a lot of value in the Telegram, people sharing information, people getting together and, you know, tackling this crypto problem together, right? So if you guys want to join the Telegram, it's a very close-knit group in there, and it's completely a place where you can go and share information and you know, just try to tackle this crypto world together, right? So just had a little dump. That's beautiful. So sitting at 83 cents here. Let's go out to the 1-day chart. I'm probably gonna get a point after this, to be honest with you. Here's what always happens. So moon phases, right? Now in this moon phase, what was supposed to be happening today was the lunar eclipse. So eclipse was today. It was either, and we might see some coins drop because of that. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. So we might see some coins that, but we're also in the new moon phase. I think things will pick up after this. Where were we? Litecoin. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to shift off of there. Litecoin. There we go. Boom, boom. Okay. So if we go out, we're going to get rid of the moon phases for a second here. And we're going to go back to the last time that Litecoin halved, 2019. Okay, and I just picked the KuCoin chart that wasn't really fleshed out here. So let me see if I can find it on Binance or another. I don't know why there's other crap other than just showing me. Okay, there we go. All right, that's the chart we want. So Litecoin, when it last halved, was 2019 in August. From about $30 in January, all the way up to $145. So that's like a 3x, like a little bit over 2 before it's halving. So right now, sitting at where it went from, where was it? January, about $68 in January, 82 here. Pretty sure we can probably get to at least 160 or something by like June, July, or August. So I'm pretty bullish on Litecoin based off this precedent we have last half, right? And we're basically middle waypoint of that last halving, right? Sitting right here. So pretty much expecting Litecoin double by its halving, which is August. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, let's look at Litecoin Ordinals. And then if you guys have, just be sure to put it right over here in the chat and we'll get to it. What's up, Sam? No problem shouting out, bro. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat and we'll get to them at the end there. And here we go. So Litecoin community introduces LTC20, an experimental standard for NFTs. Okay, we're going to get into it here. Litecoin community has decided to propose a standard for Litecoin 20, and it has subsequently launched a test token for the purpose. The standard is just a fork from the BRC20 standard, which is the Bitcoin Ordinal standard. And the community describes it as just a fun experimental standard for demonstrating you can create off-chain balance with inscriptions, which is basically what Ordinals are, okay? Bitcoin Ordinals. So the standard is being developed on top of Litecoin Ordinals protocols, with the supply being 84 million. The BRC 20 standard that was referred to is a token standard for experimental fungible token built with ordinals and inscriptions and stored on the Bitcoin block based chain. Excuse me. Wow. So basically, all they're saying is it's basically Bitcoin ordinals on Litecoin. Okay. On Twitter, Litecoin punks stated that the first LTC 20 is about 20% minted, and they've been 400,000 or 4,000 inscribed for each of the punt holders. So this might be something that you might want to look into as well. These Litecoin punks, if we go over here and take a look at them. Now, I do not remember or know which Bitcoin project was the first NFT project they put on here. However, you can see these 100 Litecoin punks. This might be the first Litecoin Ordinals project. So this may be something that you might want to invest in. Now, understand, you're basically buying a Litecoin Satoshi, more or less, right? With the inscription on it, which is this picture. So understand, like some of these, the last sale was like 1.2 ETH. Last sale 1.15 ETH. So basically, you got to be willing to say, okay, my $2,000 may just be worthless. Okay, so make your own judgment here with these Litecoin ordinals. If that's something you want, okay, Bitcoin punks. So Bitcoin punks. Okay, this may be, I don't know if this was the first Bitcoin ordinal or not, but you can see these are going per 0.885, so a little under. Okay, so about like $1,800. So you have to make that choice for yourself. If that's something that you're willing to bank on being something for the next bull run. But definitely, some of these people are selling these for crazy amounts of prices. 100 ETH? Are you kidding me? Um, but yeah, you have to make that choice for yourself. If this is something that you want to put your money behind, but seems like it's one of the first Litecoin ordinal projects out here. Maybe in the future it's worth something. Somebody actually bought this for 3.8 ETH. Crazy. 1.8, 1.5, 1.3, 0.85. So I don't know. Maybe you can put in a play for 1.85 and see if you can go up from there. But that's what that is here, guys. And we have another supporting article here. So apparently an ETH developer is the one who made this. Let me see if I can find it here. So Charlie Lee calls it out. If you're not sure who Charlie Lee is the founder of Litecoin. Okay. He says here, it's hard to deny that there's a value in, it's hard to deny there is value in Litecoin. That's a weird way of saying that. Basically, you can't deny there's value in Litecoin. A coin that has low fees and is protocol compatible with Bitcoin has the same game theoretical attack surfaces as Bitcoin. So with the proof of work, it's it's pretty secure. And he says that it's secured by its own set of ASIC miners. It's fairly launched and has 11.5 years of history with zero downtime. That's amazing. So here's the guy who kind of invented this, right? The ordinals on Litecoin. And he's the ETH guy, rocket.eth. So he says a little bit who he is here, if I can do it. Head of meme media at Ethereum. So he's an Ethereum guy. Ordinal dev at Litecoin pumps sub 100K inscription. Okay. So it's really cutting edge if you can be a person who can develop these type of things, right? But here we are. We're discussing an inscription standard called Ordinal Inscriptions BRC20, which is used to represent assets or values in blockchain-based system. In this example, it represents a fictional currency called Lite. And he goes into some points about it here. I'm not going to say them because it's kind of confusing, but just know here, rocket.eth, just note here, this is the quote, and it's from May 1st, 2023. But if we scroll down, he'll say here, reason he did this is because it's on Litecoin and the fees are way lower. Where did it go? Okay, I can't find it. I could have sworn he said that. Okay, yeah, there it is. Side note, we have only tested this on Litecoin, where fees are cheaper, and this would create roughly 4 miner fees, 2 on each account. Also, this can make it possible to have consumables for ordinal NFTs. So very huge, really makes the value of Litecoin even bigger, because if they have these consumables on these ordinals, like who knows what you can put on there then now, right? You can attach to these NFTs. The possibilities are endless at that point. So it makes me really bullish on Litecoin, especially bullish seeing as how it just pulled back to 83. all that makes me just way way bullish, bro. Way bullish. I might have to grab some of this right after the show. Yeah, so it's way, if you look at this RSI for the 1 hour, it's way way oversold. So definitely a great time to buy from me personally. See if we got any questions out there. What's up, E? Just got through talking about you, E. How you called out Pepe. How do you see Litecoin, long term or short term hold? Well, I'm no financial advice. I'm gonna just tell you guys what I'm personally planning on doing. Personally, okay, I don't know what this is. Clicking here. What's personally if we and I just moved it again. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it this time so we can come back to it. Personally, I see it as a long term and a short term hold. Personally, what I'm doing is I just got through explaining about the Litecoin halving coming up. I'm going to probably look to hold until we get the same kind of uptrend from the halving that we got before here. Okay, let me go to the day chart. Let me get rid of the moon phases. Let me collapse this. I got rid of them. I clicked on it. Okay, there we go. So just using the last halving as a precedent, it went up around till like June. It went up and around like June 22nd, and then it fell from there. So I'm looking to possibly double my money here with the hold until like the halving. The halving is in August. So I have to be prepared for if it pops out off early, I'll probably use a day chart as an example. As we see here, it kind of showed us when it was oversold. Here, right here, it showed us when it was oversold. We can look for the pattern here, over here when it happens, right? So I'm going to look for something like this. Look to get out somewhere over here towards the top, because you can never really call it the top, right? But somewhere close to the top, and look at getting back in, around the next time Bitcoin halves. But I'm very, very bullish for Litecoin for the long-term future. In fact, I call it digital silver to Bitcoin's gold. And I've been over why that is. Litecoin's price really tracks really closely to silver's. Like, I'm sure even if we go over and look at silver right now, let's see. Silver might have actually dipped. Silver. Okay. It did dip. Okay. So it's just strange how that works out, but that's how it does. That's how it works out. Let me see if I can. Can I split these layouts? Okay, I can. Where's the Litecoin I just saved? I'm not sure what this blue thing is here. So it's strange. They have some of the same movements. It's uncanny. But anyways, see if we have any questions here. What's up, Relaxing Serenity Sounds? What's up, Dewan Hoddles? Black folks could literally be restructuring and building a better Black community on and with exclusive use of Bitcoin, but we will watch as that ship is sell as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people, like not just Black folks, but there's a lot of people who are hearing this whole crypto FUD thing, and like with minimal research, you can go out there and see how the WEF is using a lot of these cryptos, like Stellar, like Quant, like Hedera. You can go out there and see how the commodities, the US, mind you, where everybody thinks cryptos, so on thin ice, right? The commodities trading commission deemed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin as commodities. So they're commodities. They're proven commodities, and everybody's focusing on the Ripple case and all this other stuff. So yeah, so many people are gonna miss out, man. And we people who know we're gonna reap the spoils, right? That's why I try to give you guys information that you can give your family. Like, look here, the CFTC is using Stellar. Stellar's a part of their group. So look here, person who believes so much in stocks. Look at that. Crypto's a part of this commission. But you can only do so much to people. You can tell them and you can show them, and still they'll believe daddy government or all the different news sources, right? Yeah. I'm trying to educate as many people as I can, and I point them to these sources. Like, look, but it's still up to them if they invest or not, right? And to be honest, like, you can look at stocks and see that they're just as much of people are so solid on stocks, but some of the same alchemic principles that go into crypto go into stocks too. So there's no difference, right? There's just no difference there. But people are confident in stocks because that's what gets preached to them by the news. But let me not go on too much of a rant. Let's see here. What's up, HBCU maker? What's up, Blackrue? Of course. Yeah, Litecoin is starting to look real okay out here, Joel Anthony. I was hoping Litecoin would drop below 80, but even at current price, it's still a good buy. Yeah, it's a good buy. Like, it might buy more for real. Like, Right here, though, it's definitely a little biasy for me. Definitely a little biasy for me. And I hope I didn't click anybody's messages and accidentally hide it, because there's not that much space on this thing. So yeah, guys, Litecoin is looking very, very good for me. Very, very good for the future. And just think, though, just think. I'm so of the belief we may get $200,000 Bitcoin in this next bull run. How high can Litecoin go then? Like, how high can Litecoin go if we can get 200,000 Bitcoin? And why? Again, why do I think we can get $200,000 Bitcoin? Let's just look at that for a second. Hour chart. Let's go to the day chart. We're just going to look at tops of bull runs, tops of halvings. Okay, that's all we're going to look at, and we're going to get to that decision. Just using math, right? Just using math. Quick math. Quick maths. I forget which song it is. Okay, so last bull run before this, we got up to 17K. Okay, 17, 19K. Next bull run, we got up to 69. 69K. So that's like a 3x basically, right? 17, 19 times 3 to 69, right? Round to 3x. So if we 3x 69, we're at 180 something, 200K. If we 3x this, then we like right here, right? Can we get right here? And that's just using the math based off the last two halvings. And who's to say, like, okay, it's 3x between this precedent. Maybe it goes higher than 3x in this precedent. But one thing that's sure is, like, and there's a halving somewhere over here too, which you can just barely see on the thing. But one thing's for sure, every halving, Bitcoin breaks through another barrier. So this halving, now that we have publicly traded companies like MicroStrategy, places like El Salvador making it its own currency, places like Nigeria who are rebelling against central bank digital currencies and using it. The case just keeps growing for Bitcoin, and I think so will the highs. In fact, even people like Kathy Wood from ArcInvest, who's probably, probably like one of the people in the know, right? She even thinks that we might get up here, so it's not just me saying it. What's up, Crypt Work? Make sure I didn't miss any questions up here. All right, guys. So we got a little quick show today. I'll be back tomorrow, Sunday at around I'm gonna try to do 6:30 Central. 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for making it out. Have a good one, guys. Peace.